Alrighty, folks. So this set takes after Sonic the Hedgehog, and we're going to start out by just giving off our swimmer names and their goal times. So I'm going to put in my swimmer name, and I'm going to put in his goal time here. Now the goal time, you're actually going to insert without any punctuation. So I'm going to put in that his goal time for this set is going to be a 52:00. So I don't need to put in the semicolon or the period. I hit enter. And now we're going to take a look at each of these three acts. And an act is going to kind of be like a round, but I'm using the verbiage from the video game. So when you come into the act, swimmers are going to have to complete dryland in order to earn their rings. So in the Sonic the Hedgehog video game, Sonic has to have rings. If he were to bump into something without rings, he would lose a life. If he loses too many lives, it's game over. So we're going to have our kids do dryland. And this might be something like, in my mind, 50 crunches. So each of these swimmers is going to do their 50 crunches. And then they're going to come in and they're going to start swimming some races. So maybe Yogi Bear comes in, he goes 0000. So that means right now he has 500 rings from his dryland rings here, and he also has 194 points because 101.94 minus 10000 is going to be 194. By the end of the set, it's actually going to total up all of the different point values here. So swimmers can earn points from having a time bonus remaining. So in my mind, each of these acts would be about 15 minutes long. If my swimmers finished up in 12 minutes and they had 3 minutes left, then those points would go towards their time bonus, towards their total score. Okay, so I'm going to put in a few different values here. I'm going to pause. Okay, so you see that a couple of these times are actually slower than the time that was given as their goal. That means that they bumped into a robot in the Sonic game, and now they have to reacquire all of the coins that they dropped. So they'll do that same dryland set before. So it's that 50 crunches. They have to do 50 crunches to try to pick up all of their coins, all of their rings. But they don't get to pick all of them back up. So if they do miss a 100 time here, they don't lose any points in their score. It's not like they're going to go negative, but they just don't get to get all of their rings back. So here we're done with the first 100, and kids are kind of going at their own pace. Maybe they're timing each other. Maybe I'm timing them, sending them off in heats. But let's say Yogi Bear on the next one goes 103. So did not go his goal time, and look, his rings are down to 0 because he messed up. He bumped into a robot. He dropped all of his rings. He needs to pick them back up. He could only pick up 400 of them. He had 500. He could only pick up 400. Maybe he does it again. Goes to 104. I pick them up. Now he only has 300. But maybe he gets done with 5 minutes left, and his total score is 794. Over here, we also have these mega rings. And mega rings, I'm kind of looking at being more of a process-driven incentivizer. So I want to give these out to kids that are, showing good character traits like grit and positivity and being a good teammate, and maybe some things like, hey, that flip turn was awesome, take a mega ring. And each of those mega rings are worth 50 points, or 50 rings. So you can kind of incentivize with that. So it's not just, hey, hit this time and be fast. I can also really work on, trying to instill the character traits in my kids that are really foundational for my program. And again, when I'm inserting these numbers, I'm not putting in any sort of punctuation. I'm only putting in that 10300. For here, I might say it's 5300. So my point score went up, my ring stayed the same. I'm going to do it again. Maybe they win a 52:00. Maybe their time bonus was only had a minute left. So Betty Boop's score for this round is 1,422. So when I complete all of these acts and I come into my leaderboard, I'm actually going to see that everything populates in here on its own. I don't have to copy and paste anything. It's going to give me my leaderboard. It's going to give me my rankings over here to the left-hand side as well. So it's a great tool for you as a coach to be able to kind of look at a glance and say, hey, here are my fastest kids. That's great. But here are my leaders in terms of points and how they performed in that regard. If you ever need to make a new copy of the set, don't try to delete everything in this version of it. Just make a brand new copy of it. You would click on this link, and it's going to prompt you to make a new copy of the set so that you can start all over again. Hope that was helpful.